Okay, we're going to call this part 3 of the greenhouse build. I'm working on the stairway coming in. Before I get to it, I want to show you one thing that I added. We got this thermometer humidity sensor. It's called a Govee. I actually got 2 of them, one to put into the greenhouse and then one to put outside. But I think it Bluetooths to the phone and it gives you graphs. So I can look at month to date, year to date, or for the day and get the high and low temperature. I'm just kind of curious what the temperature variance is going to be in here compared to the outdoor. And granted, you know, I've got to get this thing closed in before it works. Also interested in humidity. I think if I read right with tomatoes, you don't want 80% humidity. You want to keep it lower than that or you start getting funguses and stuff. Anyway, back to the steps. I don't have a plan yet, so this is going to be a bunch of little short video clips put together. But I did decide to go with a ramp rather than steps. And the reason being there may be a time where one of these trees are 6 or 8 feet tall and I got to get it out. This allows me to dolly it out on a ramp. But what I did, I'm just eyeballing it, but let me go to this side, I guess. And I really didn't have an angle in mind, so I just made it to where this touched the ground and this touched, and that seemed like a reasonable angle. Anyway, after I had it at that angle, I was able to scribe it and get the bottom. My next step is to figure out what to do here. I'm thinking about setting one board across here that sits on this over here. Now it won't go to the top, but I could actually shave that down if I wanted to. Let me get a board. You know, have it come out, just come out till it's where to the top of this, and then we can go down with it. That's kind of what the plan is. But like I said, I'm thinking my way through it as I go, so we'll be back in a sec with a final decision. Okay, well I got this board level. And then what I did is put the level under here to draw a line so I could put a cleat under there to hold it up. Then as I'm looking at it, you know, at some point the board needs to come to the top of this just so we have the support, and I'll have some bracing under there. When I look at it, the 2x12 is like 11¼ inches. So it looks like instead of a 2x6, I need to grab a 2x12 and it'll just come out to where we need it to be, and I can bevel it to make it flush with this as I add these boards. But look like that's going to work for us. Okay, I went ahead and finished off framing in for the tread, so you can see it's going to have plenty of support. And then I'll have the center one running down here. We'll go back down to the bottom here. And I'll put a 2x6 there, so we'll run it straight down the middle. It'll give me 3 spots to screw everything in. All right, we'll be back again in a minute. Okay, well this is pretty much what I figured out. Put a crossbar, then a center one in, going up to it. I'll add another one to this bottom end here, but that was as long as the 2 before I had. Got the 2x12 as the top landing, and then just coming down with 2x6s. I've got 3 of them up. I think I need 22. Let me keep screwing these things in. Okay, I pretty much ran out of boards, just using the leftover from the greenhouse project, so I'll get a count of what I need to finish it up. So this is the ramp going down. Should be able to wheelbarrow trees in and out as needed. If it feels like the ramp's too steep, I may put some of that gritty traction tape on. But as I'm looking at it, I like the idea of this underneath area. I could keep potting soil, can keep empty pots, you know, keep it out of the sun where it doesn't get destroyed by the sun like the plastic. Anyway, may end up doing that. And if the whole thing seems spongy, like dipping here, I can actually come down with a brace down here, so I'm not worried about that. If it needs it, I'll do it. Halfway even thinking about closing it in on both sides with a door just to keep that you know, just as a little storage area. Anyway, I'm happy with it. Next video, this should be done. May not have rails, may not have support, but I'll have all the 2x6s going down. But really needed this done so I could get it in and out, so I could put this end wall in, which is the biggest priority next. So next video we'll be closing that in, and we'll see you next time.